Okay, welcome. Booyah. All right, welcome to Friday. We're gonna try this little hoodad to tell the time. Somebody was saying they needed to know the New York time, so when I click bookmap, it'll disappear behind this, but if I can remember to hit the thing to have it pop up again, I will. All right, so basically we got a bunch of buyers here. We had huge amounts of volume. 206 here at 889 and another 500, 373, 254. That's almost 600, over 600 at the 900 level and 897. So that was 1,000 in buy side with the push up here. And yeah, technically we're sideways for the day. But if you look here on bookmap, we have some upwards liquidity. We got a 751 player up at 940 there and a 907 at 915. So are we going to go up and grab those guys? Or are they defenders of a short from up top? That is the question. You got another big player on ES at 65.10. That's about it. Yep. If I had to guess, it's going up. Let's see how the 900 and the 700 lot here budges. Or doesn't budge. We're only at 2K in buy side for the session. Or sorry, for the day, rather. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Where is it? Why is it on Bitcoin? That's so weird. I didn't select it, but somehow I'm there. Okay. And yeah, we're just below the August 12th volume point of control. Let's do some volume point of control work while we wait for you guys to come on in. That's kind of nice. If I hit the tab, it brings that up. Okay, let's turn on the TPO, time price opportunity. Time price opportunity. So we have the 13th and the 14th volume point of control relatively near one another. This is the 14th. Yesterday ended up being up at 9:30 and the day before at 9:36. So the majority of volume at the 9:30 level. If we break above that, you could expect more upside, or if we reject that zone, we could be bearishly retesting the previous month high and some Monday highs from last week, or the Monday high from this week. We already tested it one time though. So are we defending this bottom here. We double bottomed off of this value area low from today. Are we going to sweep it some more? Okay. Let's go into the nitty-gritty. Thank you, no. Thank you, your boss. Alright, so the 900 lot moved up from 915 up to 908. I think they expect upside, which is why they moved it there. So, let's see if we can get the squeeze up to that region. While we get some coffee and turn on the game. Be right back. Turning left and going straight, you don't know what's happening. Sorry, be right back. You don't write first. Where'd everyone go? Welcome if you're just tuning in. Now we got the 900 lot at the 35s. The 900 that was there went up to there, now went up to 35. Yo, what's up? The 930s would bring us to those last 2-day volume points of control. Do we have some news? We do, and it already played out. And we have some 30 minutes after open, red folder, consumer sentiment, and then Trump speaking is tentative. Oh. What does that mean? So again, we got 1,000 buy side here at the volume point of control. We went over that as we started. So these inflection points, how does it react? All right. We're going to leave the whale up. Okay. Let me know if the audio goes like haywire again. Hopefully we don't have any issues. Yeah, I saw that headline. Okay. Boo, 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 boo. Until summer finishes, I'm not going to change to a more serious game. I gotta focus my eyes on the prize, getting finished with summer. All right. A minute until hourly close. Okay. Easy peasy. Oh, whoops, I forgot to take the scan lines off. It looks good for me, but it doesn't look good for you, so hold up. The scan lines make it look like an old CRT. That's a RGB phosphor glow mask. If I take off the entire... I'm not going to do it, but if I take off the scan lines, it looks like how you see it on modern TVs, but I don't like that. So I'm leaving the Gaussian scan lines on. Yeah. Uh-oh. Testing those buyers. Here comes the inflection test. No. We still got those 900 lots up at 930. Are they a suppressor? Generally, they are. But it's all about whether they hold that line or not. Okay. holding the volume point of control thus far. We'll see some manipulation going into the open, I imagine. Oops. I got some message on my phone or something. Bidding. So we had 2,682 contracts traded at the 23,910s. Sorry, 2,682, yeah. That would make it the volume point of control. Another attack at the inflection point. Ow. Okay, beneath those inflection points here, 373 and 254. Can we hold below? Oops. Omatase. Shoryuken. Tatsumaki Senpuken. Damn. We can get this. No. Got him. Ding. We'll take that guy off for now. That 954 guy is up there though. He does too much damage, this guy. And he's like glitching all over the map. Damn. Damn.
Continue. Choose your alter ego. Rock. Soldier. Let's rock. Ready. Fight.
Hulk is too small for this guy. Or too slow, rather. We just need to get a gamma charge on it. Ooh, we won. Okay. Okay, back to the real life. All right. Let me see if this button works really quick. So this is what it looks like with the scan lines. It looks like retro TV, right? So if we take off the settings here, like if you turn this off, it's like what it looks like on modern TVs, but that's not how they designed the game. So getting these scanline devices is really key for the retro. Coming back above the volume point of control, by the way. That could have been your dipperoo. Let's turn this off now. There's the switch. All right.
I'm tired, but I'm wide awake. In darkness, I can see your face.
10 minutes.
When you're with me, there's no pain.
Wow.
A vision and you're gone again. And
How's it going, everyone? came above that buy lot, 373, 254. Push back on it twice.
Unfortunately, SU5 CME buyers at
That could have been the
6,497.5.
test you needed. Could be coming up above these inflection points and start rewarding the buyers at some point. The 900 lot just disappeared. Where'd he go? Where'd Mr. Spoofer go? Did he move higher? Yes, he did. 987. Well then. Not as secure about his suppression, is he? Or is he trying to get filled up there? Either way, we don't know his intention. We can just see that he moved it higher, so I'm expecting higher prices. If it comes above 911, we're in for a long. Could have a pre-market burst. Let's go see what the cat dragged in for our indicators here. So, coming above the volumetric cloud, we got the super trend and these volume points of control to contend with. We previously hit a manipulation zone and bounced off it. Let's go to the quantum level events. Let's go see the divergence. Looks like there is some upside potential. Yep, we got some money bags, money flow divergence, bullish divergence starting to play out. And here we go. Reaching the first volume point of control and this range high. Reacting off it. 5 minutes until open. Boop, boop. Whoa, 1,500 contract entered here. Look at this. 1,509 at 925. Massive player stepping up here. That's in addition to the 950 at 987.
Sweep and QU5 CME sellers at 23,901.
By generally the players
SU5
act as
CME buyers at
suppressors for that direction.
6,495.75.
Needed to come above this 911. We didn't stay above it. So we're still just chilling. $265 on sell side taken. We're beneath these inflection points now. We could be going lower. We got that 5-minute pre-market action. Let's see. All right. 3 minutes. Okay. 9/11.
Sweep
Here we go.
5 CME buyers at 23,909.75. Sweep ESU 5 CME sellers at 6,494.75.
The 1500 guy left. He moved it up to 975 with his partner in crime up at 987. Here we go. Pre-market Paharu above 911 is the inflection point. You can use it as a shield now. If we go below it, could be a fake out. I would take the 906 as a stopping point. And less than 2 minutes. Hopefully we break away. No.
Absorption GSU 5 CME sellers at
We definitely hit that burst
6,497.75.
up, so I think it's going to continue. Here we go.
Absorption GSU 5 CME sellers at
Friday.
699.
Long.
Absorption GSU 5 CME sellers at 6,499.5.
Okay. Oops. Where did that go? The timer disappeared. There you go.
Absorption GSU 5 CME sellers at 6,497.5. Sweep ESU 5 CME sellers at 6,497.75.
It was a telegraph fake out. That's why I said 906. I wasn't going to hold it longer than that. Let's just see where she goes. Breaking the lows.
Sweep NQU 5 CME sellers at 23,874.75. Absorption GSU 5 CME sellers at
Swept the lows.
6,491.5.
449 and sell side taken. We swept up to a manipulation point and ripped lower. Coming back to the next key level at the previous month high at 845. That's the only place to bounce from. Looks like a FU candle to continue lower. There's no place here for that bounce other than being 850 as a psychological level. But it looks like it's going to sweep these guys. Needs to come below this seller at 865 for the acceleration to continue, and the short might be the play to this 840s for a scalp. Here we go. Below 865. Sweep to the resting orders at 850, 845. Previous high level that we bounced off of before.
Absorption GSU5 CME sellers at 6,791.5.
Sell contracts needs to accelerate here, or you're going to absorb this guy. There's 270 lot players here. It's not accepting them just yet. Here we go. Here we go. Acceptance and continuing lower. It's scratchy. Get in. Here we go. Test. I don't know why it does that. I think it's something to do with OBS. I might try to update OBS after the stream. But it was a Wavelink update in April that caused all this. And like, here, let me show you. So Wavelink used to have, like, if you add an effect, like, it didn't used to do this where you have to go to their page to get effects, and then they want you to pay for them naturally and sign into their thing. Previously, as you see here, I have my own effects which I added and paid for, and those I think conflict. But anyway, back to the stream. Alright, we're coming back above these sell guys. Was that in a rejection?
Sweep
Shout out to the
NQU5
5 of
CME
you
sellers
here.
at 23,880. Absorption NQU5 CME buyers at 23,880.
100 seller entering here. If they're reversing on these guys, this could be enough for a slingshot.
Sweep NQU5 CME sellers at 23,876.
Remember, we got red folder 30 minutes after open. The Wavelink. It used to work well with my effects that I paid for, so I'm like, why the heck? And now it lags when I hit the effect. So if I go like this.
Wow! My goodness! Hi, how's it going?
Burps or something on the rest of the audio when I turn it off. Okay. All right, sellers so far in control, that 100 lot getting acceptance and now coming back below these seller inflection points. New sellers stepping up, and yeah, no hesitation. So the sell is the play so far. Looks like it could accelerate to the 840s. Again, you got that previous swing high level to sweep at 845, and then you got a Monday high at 803. Those are the only key levels down in this region. So downside it is. Downside it is. Until otherwise. Somebody just added into a short. That was definitely a short adding because they added 50 as it popped up. Getting acceptance, so the seller's in control. Wow, my toss kind of lagged. What's up with that? Bookmaps, okay. What? Is it the rhythmic data? Test. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why it's lagged like that. That's so weird. Either way, our book map's working. So until that sorts itself, let's go back to the trading view. So we hit the previous month high. Looks like we're going to go lower than that. We previously reacted off it. You can go back in time. We went to here. Our previous swing low at 793. Are we going to test the Monday high here where we popped up on Monday and possibly test this for support for the second time? Last market data a minute ago. That's so weird. Hold on, let me check something. Sorry, just disconnecting and reconnecting to a toss to see if that's the problem. second if it will actually disconnect me. That's weird. Let's just reset a toss altogether. Let's see. Because Bookmap literally has no issues. Oops. 1 second, please. Whoa, we'll just put it back. So we swept those resting orders, so I'll turn that off.
Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 64.90.
Reacting off the previous swing high level. Whoa. Let's see. We held the bearish super trend on the 2-minute from hitting the August 14th and 13th volume point of control. Rejected off the August 12th. We had some bearish divergence leading into the open. We had some money bags that played out, and then bearish divergence that let you know on the quantum to let you in on the idea of a short. Here we go. Continuation to the downside. Next key level, Monday
Absorption
high at
ESU 5
804.
CME buyers at
Looks like you're getting an
6,485.5.
acceleration to the 800s. Here we go. Let's just make sure we're logged in here. Okay, we're back with a toss, hopefully. Don't know what that was about, but it disconnected my connection. But the theory was right. So we had these sellers
Sweep
getting
ESU 5
accepted.
CME buyers at 6,484.5. Sweep NQU 5 CME sellers at 23,815.75.
We talked about this guy getting acceleration, and here we go. Now we're hitting a bunch of sellers here at that about 300 in sell side with acceptance. Looks like the 800 is about to get swept. You got these resting orders down there. You got a 1200 lot on at 492 on the ES trying to suppress the price. And you previously had those 1,500.
Absorption ESU 5 CME
Now
buyers
gone.
at 6,481.5.
Okay.
Absorption
Ooh,
NQU 5 CME
just
buyers at
eliminated a
23,800.
target down
Sweep
there
NQU 5
at the
CME sellers at
800s. So
23,800.
you're hitting a bunch of sell side.
Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 64.81.
Almost at that Monday high and the previous swing low where we retested that the other day. Here from Thursday.
Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers
Recovery
at
of the
64.80.
wick. Okay. Remember, news in 10. Acceleration to the downside. 2 volume imbalances on that push down.
Sweep ESU 5 CME buyers at 6,475.75.
There's just a
Absorption ESU 5
297
CME buyers
buyer
at
here. Somebody
64.76.
closed out a short.
Absorption NQU 5 CME sellers at 23,779.75. Sweep NQU 5 CME buyers
Could
at
see a little bit of a recovery
23,780.
bounce.
Absorption ESU 5 CME buyers at 64.76.
Previous week high at 768 and the weekly open at 764. But I expect a little bit of a push up to test the buy side here. They swept 400 and then somebody closed a short. So they're going to go try to test the late minis players. You got the news in 10 too, so expect a reaction. People are going to go try to close their shorts in profit. Okay.
Sweep NQU 5 CME buyers at 23,800.
All right,
Sweep
continuation.
NQU5 CME sellers at
It was a
23,775.
touch and go on the volume imbalance here at 800. That 1237 suppression guy on ES still doing
Absorption
work.
ESU5 CME buyers at 6,473.75.
We just hit another 684 in sell side with that push down there. Lovely. Coming back to the previous week high, 767. The weekly open at 764. Kind of getting some bullish divergence on the Williams.
Absorption ESU5 CME sellers at 6,479.5. Sweep ESU5 CME buyers at 6,479.5. Absorption ESU5 CME sellers at 6,479.5.
After that sweep to the 684
Sweep
in
ESU5
sell side,
CME buyers at
when pushed up into 300 in buy side.
Absorption ESU5 CME sellers at 64.77.
Uh, 3 minutes until news. Here comes the news in a minute, 2 minutes. All right. 30 seconds. Watch your trades.
Sweep ESU5 CME sellers at 6,474.75.
Bam.
Sweep NQU5
We went and
CME
hit
sellers at
538 in sell side.
23,792.25.
Slamming the downside. Testing the lows. Double bottomed off 770. There's a volume imbalance recovery here with this line at 768. What does it look like on TradingView? Let's go check it out. We could see a double bottom off of this. Yeah, this is getting some here, some bullish divergence potential. You had the indecision doji on the Heiking Ashi for the last 4 minutes here. So, and we're starting to see some seller fatigue and volume. Could see a little bit of a reversal here. That could have been your sweep to all the people long. Took out 538. Now coming above all this. Could go recover these volume imbalances from the way down and bearishly retest the value area low. The 1500 lot or the
Sweep
1200 lot on
NQU5
ES
CME
is
buyers
gone.
at 23,830. Absorption NQU5 CME buyers
Triggered
at
a bunch more in sell side here. They could be used as fuel to continue to the upside. The squeeze coming back to test the fervor of the shorters. We got VWAP up at 869. 482 on, oh no, that's, yes. All right, some decent reversals. There was a nicely telegraphed short, and this was a nicely telegraphed double bottom long. Swept 684 here, and all of these seller inflection points. There was the one buyer guy that closed out his short that we were talking about here, and we said we could get a bounce. And they came back, whoa, with the news. How do I move this? There we go. The news manipulation down to the double bottom at 770. And yeah, we were like 538 hit. Could see a double bottom here and peeled up. Nice little bounce. That could be what she wrote for today, and we could be going on a long and chill party. I would trail behind these 837 guys. It came back and retested at 834. You could leave your stop at below 834 and just long and chill and see where she goes. And we'll stay with you for another 10 minutes and then we'll bid you adieu. It was nice. There was not so much sideways action today. We had a fake out, breakout, breakdown, and then a little bit of consolidation, continuation, and then reversal. How y'all doing out there? Everyone doing good? I'll show you what I was working on. I did some track records on something for my Halloween event. My imagination is basically making a science fiction control room. So let's just stop this music really quick and then you can hear it. Just trying to create some ambience for like my power cores and stuff. I don't know if you can hear it. Should be going to the wave link. I'm trying to make some cinematic sci-fi stuff. The power of the access virus. Yeah, I'm not done. Trying to make like a 5-minute track of just loop it in the control room area of the final boss zone. Hopefully you could hear it. Anyway. Hitting some buy side here at 860. We just hit about, what, 300, 400 here at the 860s. We could see a little bit of consolidation to absorb this, hitting 141. This is also the volume point of control, it looks like. Boom, boom, psh, boom, boom, psh, boom, boom, psh. All right. So, yeah, I'd consider moving the stop up on your long a little bit. You could always get back in. We could manipulate down to 830 or so and be range bound idiot box here for a while to induce more longs and revenge traders. Nice. Good job, Gar. Congrats. Okay. Can we make it to the 905s? Yeah. This is like a volume shelf. There's a whole shelf of volume in here. There's a 2800 volume at 910. That's the actual volume point of control. I don't know why this is saying it is here. All right, so you had some bullish divergence on the quantum level. This is just one of my creations from long ago, a few years back, the sub 5-minute time frame. Optima is basically 1 second, 5 second, 10 second, 15 and 30-second average of RSI money flow, Williams, and Chaikin money flow, and WADA. So it's all of these averaged in the 5 time frames, and you view it on a 30-second and up, and it will show you divergence before divergence even knows it's happening. And it gives you these green dots when lower time frames are in alignment. It's pretty cool. And then you have the ultimate, which is telling you 4 time frames were oversold here, so we should see a bounce. And then we had the indecision on the 4-minute over here.
Absorption ESU5 CME buyers at 64.80.
That was the furthest I got on momentum, and then I started getting into volume, and then now this is the most resolution you can get into momentum. Sorry, into volume. So I look at the volume on one screen, and I look at the momentum on another. And then I look for the key levels to coincide. It's fairly simple. All right, so we're getting a cross-up of the 4-minute momentum here. So, but no volume. It's kind of dead volume in this push-up. So be wary of a breakdown. So far, they were above the trend dots, which is this kind of formulaic thing here where we're doing this, wait, what? We're staying above the dots, so we're in the bull trend. So you can just get in as a pullback to the dot. If we're trending, and we're trending, so. Yes, sirree, Bob. Longs are the thing. Well, hopefully you got a nice play or two out of the day. It's the weekend, so please enjoy yours. And I will do the same. I'm going with my kids. I'm going with my kids to do some fossil chiseling tomorrow, and then going to the mountains to swim in a river. So I will have fun for the last weekend before I have a busy week again. On that note, folks, stay positive, stay frugal, and stay blessed. And we'll see ya next week. Have a good one. Thanks.